I was looking for a temporary job, and my family had always bought material from Wilson Lumber when I was growing up, and we had a background in construction, and I had a background in woodworking. And I thought, well, this would be the perfect place to get a temporary job until something else comes around. And 39 years later, I'm still here, and it's like a dream job because you already know most of the stuff, and you get to meet people, and I get to drive around all day, talk to people, and visit people. So it's my dream job.
For years, I've had people come up to me, and that generation, unfortunately, is drying off now. But say, yeah, I met your dad, and we shook hands, and he gave me credit, and I built my house, and I paid him, and good man, good man.
You know, behind every great man's a great woman, and so we were a lot closer with our grandma because Granddad was always bush hogging or working, stacking lumber or working in the garden. So Grandma kept everything running, and I think she supported him here and at home. And
Mom was always around, whether it be working or doing something at the house, and she smiled a lot. She would sing some and smile a lot, and she's the kind of lady that she didn't get mad very often, very rare. But when she did, you did something wrong. We would be sitting at the dinner table having dinner, and a customer would pull up. We didn't have a fence around the property or anything, but they'd just pull up, and he'd get right up from the table and head right out there, and yes sir, what can I help you with?
We've been working with Wilson Lumber for 35 years. We started with my first neighborhood on Old Madison Pike and dealt with the store in West Huntsville. And they just always provided great service for us. My salesman, Lewis Guthrie's been with me for 26 years now. And it's almost like having another employee looking after my business. And everybody at Wilson takes that same approach. They're all kind and service-oriented, and they've taught me a lot over the years.
Companies write down what they want their culture to be. These people live it. It goes all the way back to Mr. Wilson, grandfather Clyde that started the thing. He didn't know he had a culture. He just lived one. A lot of handshakes, a lot of gentlemen's agreements, a lot of doing the right thing, which is one of our goals, and is to do the right thing. He did the right thing.
And what we mean by always do the right thing is that in any situation, if you have a decision to make, you're going to consider what's best for everybody involved. What's the customer, your team members, the company, everybody involved. Generally, that's going to be the right thing. It may or may not be best for the company, but always people over profits, so always do the right thing.
And generational businesses sometimes lose parts of that as the younger people come back and take over. This is one of the true exceptions. They take good care of their people. It's a rare thing these days. So.
If they say they're going to do something, I can rely on that. And you know, their sales reps have the same mentality, and I know that's been instilled in them from the Wilsons, and I'm sure the overall company philosophy.
A lot of my friends ask, you know, what's it like to be at a family business, because it's pretty unique now. I mean, they're you know, whittling down, and to work with your aunts and uncles and cousins and whatnot. And you know, I'll tell them a little bit about what it's like to be involved with blood family, but you know, I would put family in quotations, because ever since I grew up here, you know, I just as much know the guys that have been here for 30 years and I do my own family. As the company gets bigger, that's something that I know that we all want to still emphasize, is that this is a family business, but if you work here, you're part of the family. It's not just whatever your last name is. So.
I give people 2 bits of advice going into a family business. I tell them, 1, a family business is awesome. You know, you get to go to lunch with your dad a lot, you get to see your family and all that, and it's just great. And then my second piece of advice is don't ever go into family business. That's a horrible idea.
I don't know what it would be like if I had to go to work with you and Mom and all my siblings every day. That might drive me nuts, but I guess it was a little different back then. I never thought about that.
I think Granddad taught Dad and Uncle Ken and Uncle Steve from an early age that whatever happens at home is more important than what happens at work. And they've instilled that in my generation. And you know, we don't agree on everything, but we'll have our debates. But we know that it's more important we have Christmas in the barn and love each other and get along than whatever happens in the business.
Often business will take up your discussion at Christmas or at, you know, Thanksgiving or whatever. But if we didn't love it, we wouldn't do it, you know. So I think family business is great. Love it. It's been a blessing.